Salaka, let's test it. Testing. Hey, Salaka, give us 1 second. Get these technical difficulties worked out real quick. Let's make sure you hear something on that. Which one? Say it again. Testing. Which what? Come. Hey, Salaka, we had some technical difficulties, but we are back. Again, we are speaking on brotherhood and why it's so important in our community, and why it's even more important in these days that we're in, and how it's not a feeling. It's not a feeling that we have. It's actually a weapon that we have to use to protect one another from these other nations and everything that they bring against us, man. Okay. Hey, if anybody that's in the everybody that's on in the class, if we lose sound, just put it in the comments. That way we'll know that the sound has been knocked out, Baba Kasha. All right, so we're gonna go back to 1 John chapter 3 and 15. We're gonna start there again.
1 John chapter 3 verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
They say, listen, man, you hate your brother, man, you a murderer, man. Like, hating your brother is the same as murdering your brother. You see what I'm saying? Like, we should never have the type of animosity towards each other where as though we can't have a conversation and get through, a disagreement, or misunderstanding or something like that. Like the Lord has actually put laws in the Bible of how we should deal with each other when we have a disagreement. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not saying that every brother is going to be best friends. That's not saying that. But at the end of the day, we do have to deal with each other according to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. If your brother offends you, the first thing you should do before you go out there and running your mouth about him, before you go out there and you talking this, that, and the third about him, go to that brother. If he offended you, go to that brother, man. Right. Hey, Salaki, when you said this or when you did this, it kind of offended me, Right. And if that brother don't hear it, hey, Salaki, you know what? Let's take it to counsel. That ain't a punishment. What it is we trying to reconcile, man. We trying to work out an issue, and clearly, because we're both not in a place where as though we see our wrongdoing, we're going to take it to somebody who can actually judge the matter between us. You see what I'm saying? And like what that does is that continues the brotherhood that we have with each other. That way I don't have no feelings towards you going forward. You ain't got no feelings towards me. You know how we get, man. Like, you know how we act. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, I went to Shorty, you feel me? Like, he ain't want to hear me, so, he this, that, and the third. I ain't got no rap for him. I'm cutting him off. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do to each other, man. That's a lack of brotherhood. The Lord done put laws and he done put situations in the Bible and show us how we should deal with each other when we disagree, man. When we're a little disgruntled with each other. So if you hate your brother, that's the spirit of murder, man. You are a murderer. That's what it comes down to. Like when brothers hating on other brothers, they want to murder them, man. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's because of possessions, whether it's because, like, it could be the smallest thing. I don't like them. You ever ask somebody, like, why you don't like such and such? It's just something about him. They ain't got nothing to say about him. You see what I'm saying? He ain't did nothing to you. Yo, it's just something about him I don't like. You feel me? Nah, that's sucker shit. Like, that's what suckers do. You see what I'm saying? Hate your brother, especially for not a reason. You have the spirit of murder, man, and they say eternal life does not abide in you, man. The kingdom of the Lord do not abide in you when you hate your brother, man. Go ahead.
That's heavy that, say that, eternal life is not by like the king. You can't, the most high, we don't need that garbage in the kingdom.
Right.
We don't need you hating a brother for no reason. We don't need your kind, in the kingdom. And we're trying to get away from it. We're getting away from our oppressor. Most high delivered us, man, from all this, man, that we just, our family dying and getting murdered and on drugs and separations and all that.
Girl.
Now we got, some goofy like you inside the kingdom there for nothing. Now, that's how you just lie.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what it is, man. Like you don't even know why you hate that brother. You just know that you want to murder him. So any little thing that they do, any little thing that they say, you got. You see what he just said to me? Like, look at him. He's doing too much. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I get. That's because you hate him. That's because eternal life is not abiding in you. You see what I'm saying? You want to unalive him. That's the root of it. That's what the Lord is telling us. You think that you just dislike him. The Lord say, no, it's not that you just dislike him. You want to unalive him for real, because you hate him that much. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we can't be like that, man. Like, we've experienced that, and we picked that behavior up from the oppressor, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I got to reiterate, but our sons and daughters about to get drafted, man. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be coming in, knocking on your door. That's why every year they do them censuses. The census, when they come around, knock and see how many people you got living in your house and all that. They know where to come. They're going to knock on your door. Hey, where's such and such at? They ain't asking you, can he come with you? They're going to take him. They're going to take her. And they're going to send them halfway across the earth and put them in a war in front of an enemy that we have never had. You see what I'm saying? We've never seen up close and personal. But they tell us not to be a certain way now. They want us to be forgiving of everything now. But when they want us to be killers. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Just going back to, back to, Most High saying, that, so like they say, whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. Because the Most High saint is already played out before with Cain and Abel.
Right.
King Abel did nothing.
Right.
And he hated him, and eventually he murdered him.
He unalived him. You feel me?
He unalived him.
Gone.
You know how it played out. So we're probably thinking like, I don't hate him. I don't mess with him. I don't like him.
Right.
Cain ain't like him. Ain't had no reason. He did the same thing. I just don't like him. Oh, he's right. I don't like your brother. Goofy, like you're fine. You know what I mean? I just don't like him.
No, that's a good point you made. And the thing is, a lot of times the hate comes from the fact that we ain't doing what we need to do. You see what I'm saying? Because you see a brother or because you see a sister, they doing what they got to do, and you ain't. You gonna hate on them for that? They think they righteous. That's why they hate the UPK. You see what I'm saying? Like to the earth, we look like we just like some hateful Negroes. You see what I'm saying? But we are the ones who actually show love to everybody else, to our people, man. That's why so much hate towards us. You see what I'm saying? Because we are keeping these laws, statutes, and commands. We are telling our people that we can be perfect, man. We are telling our brothers that they can get off the drugs and they don't have to go into the Christian church or the Muslim mosque. We are telling our sisters they don't have to be whores and dance on poles, and prostitute themselves out for nothing. We do tell them that, and we expect it of our people, man. So because we have that expectation of our people, and we see how great our people can be, because we know who we are, you hate us for that? You see what I'm saying? The Lord say eternal life cannot be abiding in you, man. And that's the truth. If I could, let me get Matthew 5:22, Bubba Kashaw.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
It say, it's like if I could, it say, but whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause, man. Without a cause, like that, we just was talking about that. Like, we mad at each other and don't know why. Like, why are we mad at why are we mad at our Hispanic brothers? You see what I'm saying? Why aren't they one of us? Why do we think we better than our Hispanic brothers, our Mexican brothers? You feel me? We angry at them. We angry at each other without a cause, man. That's what the Lord is saying. That's our family, man. They are our family. And we can't turn a blind eye to what they're going through, man. Like, in the midst of them telling us that we got to love everybody and we got to be so forgiving, they're still over there and they're unaliving our children, our brothers and sisters on that border, man. We still got kids drinking out of dirty toilet bowls and being locked in dug cages. You see what I'm saying? Sold into sex slavery, never to be seen or heard from again. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is happening to our sons and daughters, man, to our brothers and sisters. How do I look like siding with the oppressor against my brother, man? That makes me a traitor. Where's the brotherhood in that, man? There is no brotherhood in that. Keep going.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Listen, you know, you got that animosity and you got that hate towards your brother, man. Like, you are in danger of hellfire, man. Right. And what that means is pretty much you're in danger of death and being unalive. You understand? Like, that's not what the Lord wants from us, man. Like, here it is. We got the 4th of July. We got that tomorrow. That's our oppressors. That's our oppressor celebrating his Independence Day. You know, but he's celebrating his independence and we're still in slavery. Right. How in the hell can we celebrate his independence with him? Right. And he's the one who has us in slavery. He's the one who killed our forefathers, our foremothers. Right. You understand? Like, if you look at the Gadites, huh? You see what I'm saying? Until I came to the UPK, I'd never seen Gadites, huh? You see what I'm saying? Like, I did not know that the North, like who the world calls Native Americans, I did not know that they still existed. I'm like, I've never seen a family walking down the street, and it was so, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, I know. But until I came into UPK, I'd never seen who the world considers North American and Native Americans, man. Who we know are Gadites. You see what I'm saying? Like, but here it is now. I came to UPK, and I talked to Gadites. You see what I'm saying? They are us. You see what I'm saying? They are us. You know, we're not different. We are one family, man. We suffer the same thing under the same oppressor. We just in hoods, and they on reservations. The Mexican brothers are in the barrios. You see what I'm saying? But it's the same thing. And here's the kicker. The same way we got all these other nations in our hood, you got the Africans, you got the Arabs, you got the East Indians, you got the Asians, the same way that they're in our hood, occupying and taking all the businesses, they are in the barrios and they are in the reservations as well, doing the same exact thing, you feel me? You know, it's almost like, just like in Psalms 83, they're Confederate against thee. It's almost like they planned it. News for you, they did. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to realize, man, we the only ones who don't know who we are. They know who we are. You see what I'm saying? So, like, this is where the brotherhood matters, man. You know, brotherhood matters tomorrow when you don't put a burger or you don't put a hot dog on the grill to celebrate 4th of July. Because this oppressor killed our family member, man. Unalived our family member. You know, like, that's how we show solidarity. That's how we show brotherhood to our brothers, man. We don't take part in these holidays that commemorate their defeating of their oppressor when they're still oppressing us. You see what I'm saying? It don't make sense. You know, we've got to come out of that selfish spirit, man. And when I say I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, natives, Jamaican, like the Benjamin, we know them as Benjamites, but the West Indies. Like, we got to come out of that I'm independent, you know, I'm gonna get mine, you gotta get yours. Like, we got to come out of that. You see what I'm saying? Because when they kicking our doors down, they sending our sons away and stuff like that. Trust me when I tell you, they ain't taking their sons and putting them on the front line. They may take them and draft them into the military, but they gonna be doing things behind the scene. They're gonna be far away from the bombs. It's gonna be our sons on the ground. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be our sons who wanna be Bloods and Crips and all this kind of stuff. That's gonna be on the front line, running blind over there, and we'll never hear from or see them again. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're on the brink of that, man. If we don't see that we gotta stop doing the things that we doing and come together as one family, man, like, what else is it gonna take? You see what I'm saying? Like, what else is it gonna take for us to see, man? Like, the brotherhood that we need, UPK, we've been teaching it since 1969. We need it today in today's time more than ever, man. If I could drop that, let me get Matthew 18 and 15, Brother Kashar.
Matthew chapter 18,
verse 15.
Verse 15 says, Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
And here it is. This is the situation. This is the what we was talking about earlier. Like, the Most High has given us steps to take if we disagree with each other, if we get offended with each other. Instead of us hating each other and unaliving each other and sneak dissing and talking about and gossiping about each other, the Lord then gave us steps that we got to take to resolve issues, man. Like, and the Lord, we're not getting these just to feel good. We getting this because we know, the Lord knows that if we utilize these methods, any art that we have with each other, any offense that we have with each other, we can actually work through it before we come to the point where as though we got to throw hands, before we come to the point where as though we got to unalive each other, before we get to the point where as though we just got to hate each other, man. The Lord is giving us the steps to take, man. That's what we read now. You go ahead. Read it from the top, Brother Kashar.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
If thy brother shall trespass against thee, if thy brother shall offend thee. You see what I'm saying? If your brother does something to you that you don't like, and you got it on your spirit, man, like you feel, yeah, man, why you do that? You see what I'm saying? The Lord, this is what the Lord said we should do about it. Go ahead.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
The Lord say, go tell him. Go tell him. Don't go and tell your homeboy. Don't go and tell your lady.
Right.
Don't go tell your mother and your father. It say, go tell him. Had this conversation between you and him. Give that brother a chance. Like, here's the thing. You'll be surprised that if you actually sit two brothers or two sisters down and you get to the root cause of what their conflict is, they don't even know.
Right.
Like, they do not even know why they beefing. Well, this is what you'll hear. Well, I heard you say yada, 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 yada. No, that's not what I said. Well, I thought you said this. I thought you did this. It's a lot of I heard, I think. It's never really, I know you did this. I saw you do this. You feel me? It's a lot of he say, she say. You see what I'm saying? But the problem is we never do this one step. We never go and talk to our brother. Or we never go and talk to our sister one-on-one. The Lord is saying, man, if your brother trusts your brother, and this, when we talking about brotherhood, let me reiterate this. To you sisters, this covers you too. This covers sisterhood. You understand? This is not just to the men. This is to the women as well. Everything that we talk about tonight, this goes to you as well. You don't have to have a separate sisterhood class for the females alone. You don't need that. The same lessons that we're teaching in Brotherhood is for the sisters as well. So just like the scripture just said, if your brother trespass against thee, if your sister trespass against you, go to him and go to her between thee and thee alone, between thee and him alone. You feel me? You have to go to that person and go on.
Come. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
It says, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained a brother. You see what I'm saying? You know, me and Alazar, we got issue with each other. You feel me? Alazar offended me. Hey, Alazar, Salagi, I ain't like how you said that to me the other day. You feel me? I felt like, you know, I wasn't feeling that. You know, you said it in front of everybody. We could have had that conversation between each other. You know, Alazar say, hey, Salagi, like, my bad. I ain't even intended like that. You feel me? I said, no sweat. We dap it up, you feel me? I done gained the brother now, you feel me? Because Alazar know now that when I get offended, I ain't gonna go run my mouth about him. He know I ain't gonna go and gossip about him. He know I'm gonna bring it right to him. Whether it makes him uncomfortable or not, I'm gonna have that conversation with him. And in return, I expect the same thing. If I offend, like if you offend your brother, and you truly have brotherhood and you truly care for your brother, you feel me? You want your brother to come to you. Like for your brother to have to come to you with any offense, it makes you look at yourself like, damn, why did I come off like that? Let me check myself. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the spirit of brotherhood, man. Lord say, go to him and him alone. And if they hear you, you've gained a brother. But let's say they don't hear you. Keep going.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more.
See, here's what we do. Matter of fact, finish reading 16, brother, because
that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word must be locked. Every word may be established.
They say, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. What that looks like here in the UPK is, I go to Alazar, hey Salaki, I ain't like how you said this, that, the third. If Alazar don't say anything, if Alazar say, man, what you talking about? You know, I said it like this, you feel me? And if we gotta have a conversation about this, if it ain't a straight, hey Salaki, it wasn't meant like that, you see what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't like that, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dap my, hey Salaki, we just gonna go to council, all right? We're gonna go to council, and I'm gonna dap my brother up, and we just gonna go to council. You see what I'm saying? Council ain't punishment. Right. And that's what brothers gotta get through their mind. Like, council is not punishment, man. Council is only for reconciliation, because brothers may not be saying how they come off, or they may not see where they're wrong in the situation. So you have someone, typically it'd be captains or generals. You present the situation to them. They hear both parties, and they'll tell a brother, hey, you right in this situation and you wrong, or vice versa. And you accept the counsel. You see what I'm saying? If you were told, like, listen, Knock, you wrong on that, you feel me? Man, I ain't trying to hear all that. Nah, this, that, and that. Nah, what you're supposed to do is, okay, Salaki, you dap your brother up again. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the spirit we gotta have with each other, man. Like, this is what this means, man. If you go to your brother and he don't hear you, you can call for a counsel. You can call for a counsel, and when you get that counsel, you present your case. Your brother gonna present his case, and then you gonna have either the captains or the generals, you know, pretty much judge the matter. You see what I'm saying? So one more step. Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 17.
Go ahead.
And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican.
The Lord say, listen, you go to council. you lose a counsel. You know, you told, like, listen, you wrong in this situation. You feel me? The other brother, you know, he's right in the situation. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. You see what I'm saying? No, y'all wrong. This is what it should have been. You see, y'all should be telling him that. You ain't got to tell me that. Listen, this is where you get cut off at. You see what I'm saying? This is where you become as a heathen, as a publican, you feel me? Because here's the thing, the spirit of it is, you don't give a damn who's right or wrong. Your spirit is not for your brother. That's what it boils down to. You see what I'm saying? When you can't hear your brother who come to you by himself, and then you can't hear men with wisdom far greater than yours who outrank you, they sit there and tell you something to you and you still can't hear that? Just like the other scriptures say, man. How can you say you love the Lord, man, and you hate your brother? That's what that is, man. You really hate your brother. You really hate your brother, man. You don't have the spirit of reconciliation. Whether you just want to be found right to shame another brother, you feel me? That's not the point of counsel. The whole point of counsel is to get through an issue so that the brotherhood can reign between you and another brother, man. And if you ain't on that time, you feel me, it's going to be shown. You see what I'm saying? But these are the steps that the Lord has given us to deal with conflict, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you now, it beats what we've been taught. It beats us going and running our mouth to the homies and, hey yo, such and such did this to me, you feel me? You gotta watch out for him, yo. Like, shorty, he grimy, he this, that, and the third, and you putting ill on somebody's name. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be real careful with that, man. The Lord will punish you for that. You know, and this is why we have to have brotherhood amongst each other, man. If I could drop that, let me get Matthew 25 and 40, Buckle Show.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 40.
Go ahead.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Listen, I was saying, like the king is saying, listen, if you've done evil, if you do evil to the least of your brothers, you understand? You've done it to me. Like, don't be a respecter of persons. And just because a brother has more rank, and just because a brother, you see his face on social media more than another brother, you see what I'm saying? You don't want to be them groupie type individuals. You're saying, don't be a groupie, don't be a simp. You see what I'm saying? Like the Lord is telling us right here, if you do it to the least of us, man, you do it to the least of my people. What's the least of us, man? You may see the homeless. You see what I'm saying? You may see somebody that's strung out on dope and coke. You see what I'm saying? You may see somebody that's truly destroyed, man. Don't disrespect them just because you can. Like that's like, I'm gonna tell you now, like that's the mark of a sucker out. You see what I'm saying? You do and treat people you do and treat people a certain way according to their status. You see what I'm saying? Because you can get away with treating them a certain way, you're gonna disrespect them. You see what I'm saying? Somebody come with a greater status, do the same thing to you, get smart with you and run your mouth to you see what I'm saying? Like, you humbled in. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not what we do here, man. If you do it to the least of them, you did it to me. That's what Christ is saying. You disrespect that homeless man if you want to. You disrespected me. You understand? And honestly, we have an issue with that in our hood, man, in our community. You see what I'm saying? I just say many times, like you see, somebody homeless, they sleep. Somebody they high, they nodding. Brothers just go do cruel things to them, you feel me? Throw rocks at them, take buckets of ice water and dump on their head. You see what I'm saying? Shoot them with BB guns. You see what I'm saying? All manner of wickedness. The Lord is saying, listen, you do that to them, you've done it to me. You see what I'm saying? Like that's somebody I want to follow. You see what I'm saying? Because it takes the lack of brotherhood out of you. It takes that selfishness out of you. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is saying, listen, don't be like everybody else. Don't be like everybody else and disrespect them just because they're in a lower state than you. You see what I'm saying? If anything, you build them back up to where they need to be. You understand? This is why we go on the streets and do what we do, man. Right. Like, we go on the streets and we build our people up, man. It's a reason. We're doing what we commanded to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of these fake Israelite camps out there. They do just the opposite of that. Because they feel like they're in a higher state than our people, our brothers and sisters that's still in the world, man. They go out there, they berate them. Go out there and make them feel like they nothing. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said, if you do it to the least of these, you do it to me, man. And that's what it is. Yeah, let me get John 6:31, Baba Kasha. 6:31.
John chapter 6, verse 31.
Hey, it's like, matter of fact, do Mark 6:31, Baba Kasha. I mean, it's like Luke. And it's important to note, like we always said, these are not our words that we talking up here. You see what I'm saying? All this is coming directly from the scripture. The problem is we just not taught this in the Christian church, man. We not taught this in the Muslim mosques. You understand? We're taught that, like, those are wicked organizations that keep us in a lower state. You see what I'm saying? It keeps us in a state of rebellion and survival, meaning the Christian church allow you to do certain things. If you gotta go dance to get that rent money, go do what you gotta do. Just make sure you pay your tithes on Sunday. You know, Islam, you can straight up sell dope. You can straight up sell dope and coke and do whatever you gotta do. You see what I'm saying? As long as you make your salats. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can do anything under the sun and it's permissible. Here, like, and that's truly, when I tell you, when you're allowed to be wicked, that screams a lack of brotherhood, man. Like, I always liken it to having kids. If you got kids, man, and you let them do whatever the hell they want to do in your house, they talk however they want to talk, they don't follow none of your rules, and you allow them to do it, you don't have brotherhood, you don't have love for your own child, man. You know, people don't realize loving your child and having brotherhood for your own children is putting their ass out when they don't want to follow what you're telling them to do. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you can get that scripture, Baba Kasha. Luke 6:31.
Luke chapter 6, verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Yeah, it's pretty much saying, man, like the same, however you want somebody to treat you, you treat them the same way, man. You know, you want somebody to show you respect when you come in, you know, you want somebody to show you respect and not be, you know, rude and, you know, this, that, and the third. How about you stop being rude to them? You know, the scripture say if you want a friend, if you want a friend, be friendly. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do it look for you to be rude and always got a issue and always got a problem when you're dealing with a person, but you want them to deal with you a certain way? You see what I'm saying? Like, the same way you want to be treated, treat your brother the same way. You know. You know, if you know that you need help from time to time with certain things, how about you help somebody else from time to time? It's simple, like, it's simple things, man. It's simple things, but because we have such a lack of brotherhood, and we've been taught that, it's certain things that it's like it don't come natural to us at this point, man. And that's why we gotta teach it the way we teach it, man. Like, how would we feel? How would we feel, Slocky, if one of our brothers was celebrating, you know, say you take July 4th, you know, say our Hispanic brothers do a big July 4th celebration, you feel me? You see what I'm saying? And they celebrating our oppressors' freedom, you know, but they neglect ours. They neglect the fact that we were enslaved by these same people. We would hate, like, the hatred we would have even further, it would be even greater then. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, damn, you ain't even got no compassion for me. That's how it feels to a Gadite every time we celebrate Thanksgiving. You see what I'm saying? Like, how can we celebrate Thanksgiving as a people? How can we celebrate Thanksgiving and we know that the whole history and real history and origin of that holiday is the murder of our brothers, man? Like, how can we do it, man? Like, how can we treat them that way, but then want someone to respect us? The Lord say, treat your brother how you want to be treated, man. You see what I'm saying? You know what they done been through. You know for a fact that they done killed your brother, and now they got a holiday commemorating it. The Lord say, damn that, man. Don't celebrate that holiday. Don't eat turkey on that day. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what we got to get through to our mind, man. Like, we have to learn to actually give a damn about each other, man. Like, once we start doing this, these oppressors, they don't have nothing that they can use against us. That's why brotherhood is a weapon. If I can divide you and your homeboys, I can pick all y'all off one by one. Y'all won't even see it coming. But if you watching my back and I'm watching your back, and he watching over there and he watching over there, we could see anybody coming. And we could defend against anything because we got each other. But if everybody want to be independent and everybody want to be the best slave, we all gonna get destroyed, man. And that's where we're headed right now. And it's like we are destroyed, but we ain't felt what's coming yet. You see what I'm saying? They start coming into our houses and taking our sons and daughters, man. Like, then we're gonna feel what our Hispanic brothers feel when they take their babies out their arms and they never see them again. How would that feel if somebody took your son out your house, man? Told you can't do nothing about it. Your son looking at you with despair. Daddy, do something. Stop him, Daddy. You see what I'm saying? And you looking and saying, hey, ain't nothing I can do. And your son go out there and you never see your son again, man. They put your son on a plane, ship him to the Middle East. He get killed. They don't even tell you he got killed. You see what I'm saying? How does that feel, man? If that can hit home to us, man, we can at least understand what our Hispanic brothers are going through, man. And we can stop acting like they not our people. You see what I'm saying? Brotherhood say, give a damn about our brothers, man. Let me get Mark 12 and 31, Bubba Kasha. Yeah, go ahead. God.
Like both of them unalive. They lying there, they washed up. He got his shirt over her, and her feet hanging out the bottom of his shirt. He still got the shirt on. She hanging out the bottom of his feet. They both flat, face down on the line.
God.
Like, and that's like, see that picture, like, you know what I mean? When I said it, like, good for tears in my eyes.
God.
It's like, yo, this brother, like, he went through so much oppression that
John.
So better, like you know what I mean? Like that's heavy, man. That our brothers and sisters go through that type of turmoil, and they come over here, and then we put them through so much. Like we they brother, you know what I mean? Like we
Right.
put them through so much. Like you know what I mean? When I'm at the like social service building, I say like it was at the said mother and daughter's name.
Come.
So that, of course, the young ones they always the ones that speak English. So but the adults inside the building, they talking trash about them, like, you know what I mean? I ain't out doing this, or they come up here doing this and all that.
Right.
Then they treat them nasty, like, we're going to people behind the desk treat them nasty. I'm like,
Right.
what though?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow, like we up here, we all doing this.
Right.
This is social service building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we all need help.
Come.
Like, we forget, you know what I mean? It just says,
Hey, so like what you're saying is heavy because here's the thing, right? We talk like we'll deal with each other like that, but we won't say nothing about the Ukrainians
right.
who came through that same border that they try and build a wall. They gave them $13 billion to fund their little community, and not only that, they gave them social services out. So we got our grandmothers and grandfathers. They can't even retire because they ain't got the age. You know how they say they got to have the numbers to collect social service and stuff like that. They ain't got the work history to even stop working. Even despite the fact they didn't work 40 years. They didn't had to work under the table so much that they ain't even got social services. They can't retire and go and relax and enjoy, the end of their life. You see what I'm saying? But you got Ukrainians. You got Ukrainians who never did a lick of work here, and they got social services on top of $13 billion, man. Not only them, the Arabs. Like America been at war with Arabs for eons, you feel me? It feel like. They allowed them to come over too. Set them up with the, what they call it, the Airbnbs. You see what I'm saying? Now you're seeing more Arab shops popping up. All these smoke shops or whatnot, you feel me? All these, what they call them, hookah spots and stuff like that. These Arabs, listen, that's grant money that they're using, that this country gave them to open these businesses up, you feel me? To keep us oppressed. But yeah, it is, we sitting there, we talking about each other because we getting food stamps. We getting some filthy food stamps, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the lack of brotherhood that we have, and that's what we got to stop doing, man. Like, it's imperative that we stop doing it because guess what? The same way we think we up 1 minute, in no time it can be reversed. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? If we have the brotherhood for each other, if I'm eating, that means you eating. You see what I'm saying? If you struggling, I'm struggling. You see what I'm saying? And as long as we have that attitude, man, who can divide us? Who can destroy us? Who can? If I know that if Alazar got $10, instead of him going and buying a burger and a soda for himself, he gonna buy a piece and we gonna split that joint together and we both gonna eat. You can't tell me nothing about Alazar. You see what I'm saying? And you know Alazar, he really don't mess with you. Man, who is you? You see what I'm saying? What you trying to do? You see what I'm saying? Like, I know my brother. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what brotherhood do. Brotherhood is gonna have you weed out the people that ain't for you. It's gonna have you tell that oppressor, man, you better get lost out. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to get up out my face with that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all they seek to do. And if we don't have the brotherhood and don't stand for each other, we are constantly going to be destroyed. We're going to constantly get unalived, manipulated, used. You see what I'm saying? And abused. That's what happens to us. You feel me? What's that? What you on? Mark 12? Go ahead.
It's Mark chapter 12, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Listen.
There is none other commandment greater than these.
Listen, if we can't love our neighbors ourselves, what are we doing, man? Like that, like the Lord said, there's no other commandment greater than these. You see what I'm saying? Like, that neighbor, the one that you live in, the one that you live in door to door with. You see what I'm saying? If you can't love that person, how the hell can you love anybody else, man? Y'all, we literally saying this. We sharing the same conditions. We literally have the same problems. You see what I'm saying? Like, and this is how you know we can do it. We've done it before. People always say black people this, and we've done it. But the problem is we let this oppressor, because we was always under that Christian church and we didn't have the spirit, we didn't know them. We didn't know how to defeat them until the Lord unlocked this book and unlocked the UPK in '69. You see what I'm saying? Like, black people, we can function. Like, they didn't integrate us for our sake. They integrated us because we was living better than them. You see what I'm saying? Black people had more marriages. We were damn near on the verge of being more wealthier than them. We had hospitals. We had banks. We had our own schools. Our children, when they say it takes a community, our children were better shape, you see what I'm saying? Because they couldn't do what they wanted to do. They couldn't just talk to anybody the way they wanted to talk to them. You see what I'm saying? Like, we actually can do it. We've done it. The problem is once they tricked us in with their integration, when they tricked us in with the integration, that was the divide that they needed. So what they do is they try to take some of the talented ones out the community and give him a trinket up top. And he started looking down on the people that he grew up with. You see what I'm saying? So they give the appearance that, like, and we do it still to this day. Look at the celebrities. We worship celebrities. We see we see the basketball players and the rappers. We see all of them, and it look like they living good, don't it? It look like they got all the money in the world. They can do what they want to do. They ain't got the same financial burdens that we got. So we want to be like that. The problem is, they are miserable and they're destroyed up there too. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said you can't escape these curses. The only way you're gonna get these curses off your back is if you be a brother to another brother. You feel me? If you be a sister to another sister. Like, that's how we got to do it, man. You see what I'm saying? Integration is one of the things that hurt us severely. When we were segregated, man, we actually loved each other. You understand? Like, we actually had black businesses. You know, Mr. Brown had that store in the corner. You see what I'm saying? When mama got laid off, they used to have card parties. They used to play pinochle and play spades and play tunk all night long. And they would take the money, they would take all the winnings, and they would give it to the sister over here because she could get evicted. So she could pay her rent and her kids can eat for the month. And guess what? When it was your turn to get evicted, they're going to do a card party for you. You see what I'm saying? Mr. Brown gave you credit down at the corner store, you feel me? Gave you meats, gave you vegetables, gave you fruit when you needed it, you feel me? Just pay him back when you can. Like, that's how we actually dealt with each other, man. You know, the way we deal with each other now, man, is not the way the Lord intended it, man. Brotherhood is a weapon. And if we use it correctly, all the tactics and all the vices that they try to use against us as a people, it will not prevail against us. You know why? Because we'll protect each other. We'll protect each other from that. Alizad, nah, man, listen, you can't do that, man. You ain't, listen, I know they try and get you to sell dope and coke in here, you feel me? We ain't doing that here, though, you feel me? I got a job for you. You come down here, work at the shop with me, you feel me? You need some money, we got you. But you ain't gonna push that here. Matter of fact, who gave it to you? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of community, that's the kind of brotherhood we gotta have. You see what I'm saying? Hey, sis, you ain't gotta get on that. You ain't gotta shake your butt. You ain't gotta walk around the streets halfway naked. You see what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't gonna do that. You feel me? And here's the thing with our sisters. The sisters, they respond to brotherhood or sisterhood. You see what I'm saying? In particular, they respond to brotherhood. Whatever we like, that's what they do. So the moment we stop liking them wearing and looking like a whore, you feel me? That's the moment they'll stop doing it. You see what I'm saying? Don't show her no attention. You see what I'm saying? Show that sister that's covered up. Show her some attention, you feel me? You know what's going to happen? Our women going to naturally start to cover up. They're competitive out. You see what I'm saying? They are competitive. Competition does them good. You feel me? Like, it just is what it is. You know, so all in all, man, listen, we got some things coming up against us, man. Even more than what they've been. You see what I'm saying? One being our sons and daughters, they could be potentially taken from us and put into this third world's war. You see what I'm saying? Not by our choice, not by their choice. You feel me? So we got to do what we got to do, man. We got to beseech the Lord. You understand? To fight on our behalf, man. The way we do that is by coming back, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and being a brother to each other, man. If we can do that, you see what I'm saying? You let the Lord do what He do with these other nations. You see what I'm saying? But if we bind and we bind together and we do what we got to do, they can't move against us the way they want to. You see what I'm saying? The only reason they can move against us the way they want to right now is simply because we're not together, man. And we don't prefer each other the way that they prefer each other, you feel me? Their sons and daughters are not going to be on the front line. It'll be our sons and daughters. Their sons and daughters are going to be in the kitchen. You understand? They're going to be in the back, you know, organizing stuff, thinking they at war. You understand? They ain't going to be nowhere near the firefight. That's going to be our brothers, our sons. That's where they going to be at, you feel me? Black man, Hispanic, and Native American man, we got to come back to the Lord, man. We got to come back to being brothers to each other again, man. And with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Listen, if it's not under Commanding General Yohana, I'm going to reiterate, if it's not under Commanding General Yohana, it's not the truth, man.
That's right.
It is not the truth. Like, people here say this and you get pissed off, you get mad, so what? You see what I'm saying? This is where brotherhood reigns here in the UPK, man. This is where sisterhood reigns in the UPK. You see what I'm saying? If it's not under Commander General Yohana, it's not the truth. And blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we got to come back together, man. We got to come back together to be brothers and sisters the way the Lord intended us. That's the only way we're going to fight against this oppressor and all of the vile tactics that he used to destroy us, man. Right. And with that, I want to say shalom, Baltimore. We're going to have Precinct Officer Alazar come up for reading of the security announcements.
These are the security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6-month period in which the brother or sister will court each other. After 6-month period, a brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, what's that, in October, what is it? Salakia. The memorial blowing the trumpets, that's in October 2nd. Remind Akim and Akwafium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he has to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to get one encouraging salute to the teacher, Men of Israel Amadium, which means to stand. Amadium Shabbat, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Rakatah. Yazim Atah, class dismissed.